But what we do is we take used shipping containers and retrofit them for other uses, some housing. But typically what we've been doing in the past, is recent past, is these hospitality units. We've got a restaurant that we're building. We've designed some multi-story units that we're working on to expand the footprint. But we're just really trying to make it easier for people to utilize shipping containers.
This is a shipping container.
This is a shipping container, yep. When we transport it, it looks like this in the back of the truck. But watch your steps. All right, so it's a warehouse too. So, it looks like this. We set it down. 20 minutes later, it looks like that. So, right. So yeah. So as it relates to Boxman Studios, when we look at this configuration not only for hospitality situations, trade shows, things of that nature. They put multiples together, and we start expanding from the 20 to 25 footprint in the 20 by 50, 75, what have you. This is actually something we did for American Express a while back when they were cogitating getting into NASCAR, tried a mobile biz hub for them to take to different races. We don't claim to know anything about Haiti and the housing needs down there, barring what you see on TV and what we've looked at, what other people have been doing, and we've sort of looked at it as rudimentary as physically possible. That seemed to be what people are talking about doing with shipping containers, and we wanted to take it just maybe a step above that, and like what we talked on the phone, you have to want people to actually want to be there. I mean, we don't want it to be a scenario where we're saying, yeah, we're putting you in a box, kind of a thing. So what we did was we set up sort of little villages, if that makes sense, or living pods. And again, I don't know how the families interact, and I don't know, obviously every situation is different, but we tried to build it around a courtyard where there could be some safety and security for a family. There could be a internal garden plot, something of that nature, where they could grow and produce some of their own food. And then we just, depending, again, scalable, 3 houses on either side with a community kitchen on one end and a bathhouse at the other. And these are basically 20-foot containers on either side with open air in between. We had, parents and grandparents' bedrooms on one side, sort of a dormitory approach for children on the other side. We've got 15 different layouts. I mean, there's nothing that needs to be written in stone on that front. But again, by doing that, we then can make this area in the middle that's sort of their personal living space or expansion space for more beds or whatever it is. But again, it doesn't, what we're doing then is using the shipping containers as basically the mass structure of the building and the walls, and then we can come in with a truss system that we think we can handle to scale it. So it doesn't make people feel like they're living in a box.
So there's several buildings. I think one of them is going to be large enough that this may not be an option for it. It would have it would probably be more of a steel frame.
Perfect. And that's what that uptown market, we believe that steel frame has a lot of benefit, or a combination of the two.
To mix the two.
Well, and just to get some height. I mean, versus stacking these things. Not that you can't. It's just a matter of, is it the most efficient way to do it? And if you can ship down a steel building, I think that or have it manufactured there. I mean, that's exactly what we did here. I mean, this whole part is steel, and then we put a Lexan plexiglass kind of thing for see-through. But down there, it may not make sense. I mean, you may need to have something more opaque to keep the heat out.
Yeah, we definitely would. I think.
And then ultimately, if there's enough shipping containers down there, we'll set up a shop down there, and then go back to your education situation, teach people how to weld, cut metal, and hopefully make it a self-sustaining.
I think long term that makes a lot of sense. It gives you guys a chance to get in, but not have to make this long-term commitment to be there.
Well, and it seems like there's a lot of people trying to be there, and I'm trying to figure out what makes sense. I mean, we've had some conversations with people who are rushing to be there, and I think they're making some interesting value engineering decisions that I think won't have long-term benefits for the people down there. Well, obviously, however we can help you, we'd love to work on it. We were as touched as everybody else is about what's out there, and you just have to tell us what we can do to help. And if it's design, if it's manufacturing, if it's logistics, we're open for any of it. I mean, if that type of work is something we're looking to teach, great. I mean, I'd be happy to teach locals as to what we do and how to build an infrastructure. And if it meant something for Boxman Studios, and that was our next launching place for manufacturing for some low-income housing, we'd be happy to invest in that as well.
Very cool.